To some people right here, this sign means nothing. They just see the police department, and that's all they know. Their local neighborhoods, they see kids get in trouble. The NYPD pull up, and then the criminals or whoever it is, they're taken off in handcuffs. And then they never know what happens again next. Well, if you're from Queens, you land right here. This is Central Bookings. Also, the Supreme Court building, where your life could change forever. Literally. This may be the place that your soul is just dies, like it's just never the same again. But this is Queens Courthouse. So if you get here and get initial arrest, you gotta go get arraigned. So you'll go in front of a judge, they'll set a bail. You usually have a court-appointed attorney if you don't have one of your own. They'll set a bail if you could afford it. You'll go home. If not, they'll take you back downstairs to Holden. And you'll be held until Department of Corrections come to get you. Now, Department of Corrections is different than NYPD. See, the NYPD has that truck. Department of Corrections will move you on a bus to Rikers Island. And Rikers Island, you just feel the difference. Once you get there, all the signs, the security measures, the tone of voice, the first time, like, you just feel the difference. Like, and you just see that long bridge. There's one way on Rikers Island, and there's one way off. They even have jokes where they say, like, what's the longest bridge to cross? And it's the Rikers Island Bridge, because you don't know how much time the judge gonna give your ass. But these are photos that I found on Rikers Island Bridge. It's one way on it, one way off it, man. And it's crazy. Now, if they don't hold you on Rikers Island, they could also take you to the boat if you're from New York City. And the boat is literally a jail on water. The entrance, the front side of it is actually in the Bronx. You enter from the Bronx. But you could be housed there for a parole violation, pending trial. There's not too many sentenced inmates there, but they do have sentenced inmates there as well. But this is the boat. A lot of people don't realize it's actually a part of Rikers Island. And it's actually, like, directly across from Rikers Island on the water, because Rikers Island is really an island surrounded by completely water. And this is the boat, actually. It's actually VCBC Vernon something Bain Center. I have the pictures coming up in a second. You'll be able to see it. But the craziest thing about the boat is it's all dorms. There's cells, but there's very few cell housing. So they'll have a high classification dorm where it'll be a bunch of violent gang members with no cells locking them in, you heard? So when I was on the boat, we definitely were rocking and rolling for a little while. Shit was lit. Shout out to my niggas that was there. Y'all know what it was. That shit was different. The boat was alright, though. See, a lot of people don't like it because of the dorm setting, but for the most part, the boat to me was the smoothest ride. Like, your visitors get in fast. You know what I'm saying? It's no sales, so you up moving, shooking and jiving all night. But I'm not going to get too caught up on the boat. As you see, that little netted thing on the top left corner, that's the actual yard. So you actually get one of the best views of New York City from up there. Unfortunately, you're incarcerated. So like I was saying, if they don't hold you here on the boat on your initial intake and they actually take you on Rikers Island, they don't just throw you into any single building. They have a few buildings that I know from my knowledge are common intake. And one is like OBCC, as you see, the Otis Banham Correctional Center. You know what I mean? Another one is AMKC, which is C95. That's for a lot of people who may have opioid addictions, a lot of fiends or mental health patients. Then you got the R&DC. That's for the adolescents, you know, the young boys, man. They up there and wilding and shit. Here's like the Google Maps overview of Rikers Island, showing you the street version from Hazen Street on. So when you first turn that right on Hazen Street, as you'll see, Rikers Island is probably one of the most impossible jails to escape from. It's just not happening. You know, like I don't even think, I haven't researched it, so don't quote me. I don't even think there was a fucking escape from Rikers Island in history. There's probably people who've escaped from like hospital runs and shit like that, but you know, for the most part, I don't even think there was ever an escape from Rikers Island. As you see, this is the bridge, the one way on, one way off, Google Maps view. You show me somebody who can get off of this right here, I'll show you a magician. But as you see, when we come off the bridge to the left, that's the employee parking lot. That's where all the CEOs and stuff park their cars and shit. You know, a couple parking lots. Oop, my bad. So, like, you know, it's just a couple buildings right there. I think you come in right there, it's like the 4 building. You move up a little bit, then you go to 3 building. Then you got the Beacons, your RVC over there. But yo, you see Rikers Island is really an island. It's surrounded completely by water. The East River's right there. You know, you got the 3 buildings right there. That's Rosie's right there. That's the female jail right here. Rose M. Singer Center. Yeah, that's for females. Heard that place smell crazy, boy. They say that shit smell wicked. You heard? But that's GMDC, man. I know the vibes. You know, just giving you an overhead view, man. You know, some of y'all, maybe if y'all could see it from this angle, y'all never have the curiosity to go see it firsthand. You know what I mean? I put this compilation together from my personal experience, things I could comment on, experience on. You feel me? Like, you know, just showing you a little overview. Like, it's huge. You got West Facility. You got, what's that? I don't know. I think that might be Old Boy. I'm not sure. But yeah, man, as you see, this shit is everywhere. Like, the whole island is huge. They have a bunch of different places. Like, you see somebody one time, they get into some crazy shit, and you never see them again. Like, they got different housing units for sick people, NIC, all over the place. And like I was telling you before, where's the boat? Let me see. The boat is directly across from the island. There it goes. See, and there goes the yard. I see, like, there goes the boat. Boom. All right. My bad, y'all. You heard? Pardon me. But, yo, you see, there goes the yard right there, the basketball court. There's actually some people out there from the satellite view when they took it. But that's the yard, man. So when you up there, just imagine the view, man. That's off the East River. You're seeing everything from the Bronx to Manhattan. The landscape is beautiful. Not to mention, it's right next to LaGuardia Airport. So you see all the planes flying out. It's you know, unfortunately, it's just a terrible circumstance, but it's a beautiful view. So now, when you leave Rikers Island, though, you head up top. You going up north, man. It's a different vibe. It's even a different bus. Like, it's hard to even find a picture of that bus. I challenge you. But once you get to downstate, you heard downstate alone, you know the vibe is just different. Like, downstate correctional facility is the intake, where you get your haircuts, you get your greens, you get your ID number, and they're strict on breakfast. You get up every morning. Everybody's going to have the bald head sitting there eating, as you see right here. And you stay there until you find your jail. Now, when you wake up that morning, it's called the draft. They don't tell you where you're going. You just wake up, you hear chains dingling everywhere. You see gloves on. They're strip frisking you. They're taking a little bit of property you have. And then, you know, they're just laying the chains and stuff out. And then they just start calling people by names. And as they call you by names, they line you up in pairs. They line you up in pairs of 2. And then they'll just cuff you up, man. But it's so uncomfortable because the way that they cuff you isn't your normal handcuffs. They actually cuff you to the front. But to the front, they have a box included. The box that's included is actually attached to a weight chain as well. Like, you'll see pictures as I go through. But, you know, once they put that on you, that box on you, as you see right here, It interlocks, and then they run a chain through it. Then they put leg irons on you. Like, it's very uncomfortable. The leg iron, one's to your leg, one is to the guy next to you's leg. So you have to walk in sync. As he walks with his left foot, your right foot has to hit the floor at the same time. If not, the chains jerk, and they hurt so bad. It hurts so bad. Like, for those in the struggle, they understand. So imagine tight spaces when you got to go through doors like this. Like, you know what I mean? And somebody steps off or steps too far. Boom! You feel it snap your ankle. It hurts so bad. Like, it hurts. Like, you have bruises. But anyway, and they keep you in these pens, holding you all day, just waiting for hours to get to your next destination. To even get on a bus. Sitting like this. Torture. Then they put the waist chains on you. You see this a picture of the waist chain here. You'll see a better picture of the box that holds your hands in it and keeps your hands to your waist. So you have only the range of scratching your nose. So now they load you on these buses, just like this, and they ship you anywhere on God's green earth that they want to in New York State. If you have a New York State charge. Usually on I-85. 85 North is like the Supreme Highway. For the most part, that'll take you to most jails up north, man. I-85. And for me, my first stop was Gladiator School, Comstock. Just seeing the castle from the outside, your heart starts racing. Like, damn. Like, and then you see the towers, the barbed wires. Like, yo, what the hell is this? Like, you know, here's another overhead view. Now, the beauty about this overhead view, I was able to be, like, because I was there for so long, I could look at this and pinpoint every building, like, landscape. So I took advantage, and I actually circled the yard for y'all. In this one, you can't see the bleachers. It's like the bleachers were removed or something. I don't know. But, yep, this is the yard. That's the yard part. You see that big black top? That bottom left corner is that hole, the infamous hole that people talk about. You know? So as I was going through the internet, I found a couple pictures of, well, Comstock is also really known as Great Metal Correctional Facility. So as I was looking up pictures, I seen that they actually had Cuomo in the rotunda. Now, this area that you see right here is the rotunda. This is where you walk through to go anywhere from the cell blocks, like to go to the hospital, the mess hall, the school building, the yard, even the visit. From any cell block, you walk through the rotunda. That's the middle center. Usually that's what they'll be standing there, searching you, patting you down the walls and stuff. But this is him walking through the blocks. From my knowledge, that's like C block. That's like C or D block, one of the better blocks, and I could tell because of the wideness of the company. But yeah, that's really how it looks on the company, man. And that color system is coded from the CO in the bubble, so he can help pinpoint what cell, if something happens from a cell, you know what I mean? They do the color thing. It helps out with them figuring out, getting a gauge on what happened, where it happened, shit like that. But the tiers are stacked up, as you see here. One on top of the other, on top of the other. So you can yell down or yell up to your men, throw something on to string out the bars and fish down, and things like that. As you see, like, I know you hear a lot of the stories, but maybe if you had a visual to go along with it, your imagination would be clearer. You know what I mean? This is what this is for. Give you a trip on the prison bus, man. So my next stop was Green Correctional Facility, but not population. I was in their box. I was in Green S Block, which is double bunk. Shoot 200, as you see there. That's the shower in the back corner. This is the ret pens. That's how it looks. They're like cages, like keepers cages. The cages are like little squares, just like this. Now, it's so hard to find pictures of a shoe 200 online. I was looking crazy. Like, that little one I found came from a snapshot and a video from a study. Like, it was just like, what the? That's how you know it's really inhumane. Solitary confinement is really inhumane. They put you in there for hours, a day, months at a time. And the cage is really the same cage that they'd house a tiger in. That's the same exact great foundation. But anyway, so from the box, eventually I got out the box. I did my time. So guess what? Get out the box. What they do? Back to the bus. Back in these torture things. They give you little sandwiches. You be on there all day. It's really torture, man. Then you go to your next jail. And you're just nervous the whole ride there, wondering where you going, because you know they don't tell you. You know, sometimes you might be able to peek and see it on the tag, but if you don't, you just waiting and hoping. Now, it might be one of those routes where it stops at 2-3 jails. You don't know which one you going at, but you know you going to one of them motherfuckers. And it's crazy, but my next spot was Clinton. Now, once you start pulling up on that road and you see that big-ass wall, first thing you see is the towers. Then the police on the towers looking outside. Then you see the sign, man. The sign is just like a poof. Clinton Correctional Facility. Like, oh, shit, you hear all the stories. So now reception there is Lower F. I actually found a great picture of Lower F company, like a Lower F block. For those that been there, it's going to be like a real miserable, nostalgic moment. Like, oh, shit, damn, boy, you brought me back. Yeah. Pardon me, y'all. Yeah. So now, actually, after the escape, they had a bunch of college kids inside showing them you know, around the joint, showing them, I guess, giving them the experience to let them see how it felt to be in prison, I guess. So I seen that picture and I chose to use that. But I found an overhead, because Clinton is one of the biggest facilities. As you'll see here, they have Clinton Annex, Clinton Main. As you see, the Clinton Annex is like a max B, medium A, like for lower classifications. That's what you see here to the right with the baseball field. Then they have Clinton Main, which is where I was at, and that's the yard. Like, you know, I know you heard all the stories of the years about Clinton Yard, and no one is ever able to describe it to the people. I love it because here I am now, given the opportunity to describe it clearly. And as you see, these things that I'm pointing out, those are all courts divided by 2x4s sticking out the ground. Those little boxes are a locker, a picnic table, and a grill on each court that's sectioned off by those 2x4s. And as you see, there's a million courts. Like, I had court 247. That's just, like I said, and it was more than that if I had court 247. And then there's A's and B's. Now, as the flats, as you see, this is all sand. Sand, yes. This is the weight shack right here. You know, there's another weight shack in the back, but let me show you, look. This is the weight shack in the back. But like, as you see, that black top area, that long black top area, and the back up here, that's the full court. But I didn't last there long. I was only there like 86 days, and then I went back to the box. This time, I went to Cayuga S Block, which was a Cayuga Correctional Facility. I wasn't in their population. I was in their SHU 200. And that was the longest stay I ever did in a box. I actually did 22 months straight, like a caged animal. Double bunked. I had bunkies. I had like 90 days without a bunkie, but for the most part, I was always in a double bunk cell. When I got out of there, went to Auburn. Now, Auburn, I got some great footage on Auburn. I had some great stories to go with it. It's the front of the facility. It's the first Max facility built for New York State. It's actually the home of the electric chair as well. This is actually in the main yard. Yeah, that's actually the main yard. That wall is where the cell blocks. The cell blocks are surrounded. This is the yard where everything has to go through the center. No man could run. I was in this jail for 2 years. It's my claim to fame jail right here, baby. Yeah. Just all the big yards, there's different views, different angles. You're gonna see a bunch of dudes. That's where they probably in front of the sports TV or something. That's a major no-no for gangbangers, though. Then they call that lock-in, man. Niggas be in the yard, they call that go-back, that lock-in time. That's when reality hits about where you really are, what's really going on. Start missing your family, missing your girl, your kids. Even your annoying ass dog or cat, you know what I mean? Start missing everybody. This is the C&D corridor, to and from the mess hall or in the yard. That's the cell blocks. That's how it really looks. It's a lot more footage from Auburn. I'm talking about I got a lot of footage from Auburn. This right here is actually the lock box. This is how the cells are secured. When you open a box, it's actually latches. They pull these latches down. When the latch is down, it means the cell is open. When it's locked, the latch is up. You seen those red tags that was on there? Those for the people who keep locked, like they're not supposed to come out. Don't open the cell. They call lock in, that's everybody looking. They go, they talk, hey, yo, pass that over. Then they lock their ass in. So they lock in. Officer usually spins, make sure everybody's in their cell, a quick account or takes a list. And see, everybody sticks their mirror out. That's the eyes. It's the only way you can see up and down the gallery from the angle of your cell. At breakfast time, your cell's open again. Auburn Mess Hall is one of the only maxes with free movement. You walk through here, there's people sitting on both sides. It's like, what the fuck? And there's no escort. You're just walking. Spinning blocks on the ops. Crocodile tops. Actually, that's really the mess hall. That's how it really looks. But yo, hope y'all enjoyed this part 1. Much more to come in part 2. I'm releasing it from my new channel. Once I get 1,000 subscribers monetized, holla at me. I need y'all to support me. I need y'all to come to my new channel. I need y'all to come to my new channel. Unfortunately, there's people spinning my constituencies, dealing upon the federal agenting, and they got my monetization suspended. Now, unless you're gonna send me a cash app, which I would greatly appreciate, I need everybody in a collective effort to understand Me need you all to come to my new channel so I can get the blood clot money. So when me drop it, please go immediately and subscribe. And that does not mean, I repeat, that does not mean unsubscribe from this blood clot channel here, because me cannot go live on the other channel yet, blood clot. So may I still go live on this channel for the blood clot constituency informer. Them people them cannot blood clot fuck up my money. Alright? Nah. Move along. Puss up.